Deep guide for all damage dealers. As you already know, once a character reaches level 90, we enter the stage of optimizing their power. We get 3 emblems, unlocked at levels 70, 80, and 90. Here. Here. And here. They function as equipment for the character, similar to artifacts or weapons in other games. Just like Artifact in Genshin Impact or Drive Disc in Zenless Zone Zero. With our current limited resources, 99% of all playstyles lean toward hypercarry. So in this video, I'll be showing you a general build guide for your main DPS. Our main sources of damage output are damage output equal raw damage times crit damage, in which raw damage equals self-damage plus marked damage. Where self-damage is the damage your DPS character generates on their own. Since all damage sources in this game can crit, the maximum power build always focuses on crit value. As you can see from these two clips, there's a huge difference between landing a critical hit and not landing one. However, the CV build currently only works for Ignis teams. The reason why, you'll understand as we go on. But at this point, there's a problem. The issue is crit rate. Currently, there's almost no way to raise it to around 70 to 80%, except for an Ignis team. The character's base crit rate is only 5%, and it doesn't increase when leveling up. And now, we begin our journey of gacha NG crit rate to death. You could gacha endlessly to get up to 30% crit rate from the level 70 and 80 emblems. And you can get up to an additional 15% crit rate from the main damage skill, for example, auto attacks with Chitos. This means you'll have a maximum of 50% crit rate for your main damage skill, and 35% for other skills. With the fire element, Ignis, Flora can buff up to 31% crit rate. It seems the fire element gets quite a bit of favoritism in almost every game. Therefore, the main build at the current stage can temporarily ignore crit rate and focus on maximizing raw damage. And I wonder if there will be any other lifesteal playstyles in the future. We'll prioritize the following stats. Red frame equals overall highest priority, yellow frame equals main damage source priority, blue frame equals character specific priority. For basic stats, always go for percentage based stats. Currently no characters scale with def or HP, so I only highlight ATK%. For marked damage, only characters whose skill descriptions mention it can make use of it. For other characters, you can ignore this stat. For the level 80 emblem, choose one option that boosts your character's main damage dealing skill. For the level 90 emblem, once again, you'll need to gacha endlessly to get the chromatic +3 option for the main damage dealing skill. Here, I had great success when my Chitos got the +3 auto attack option on the level 80 emblem. But the level 90 emblems, bruh. I didn't get the chromatic skill option. Here, I'll just use an example of a yellow skill option for demonstration. Just because a rainbow option pops up doesn't mean it's maxed, bros. You might too. Gacha endlessly again. This is just a general guide. As for individual characters, I'll cover them in future videos. Good luck with your gacha pulls.